Alright everyone, Supreme Kami here. So going to be doing one final review for some of the exchangeable unit. So this time around we are going to be taking a look at the Jagd Doga here. So this one is going to be the Quess custom itself. So in terms of the overall parts, we do have 8 parts. 4 parts going to be with portrait, and then 4 part with EXQ. 3 of the EXQ are going to be beam shot, and then 1 beam melee. So in terms of the melee EXQ, I am probably not going to take this onto a 100% cooldown reduction type build testing, so I'm just gonna use this one directly into a EXQ damage comparison, while the other three. So let's kind of take a look at this one to begin with. So this one is gonna be fun. So this is simply gonna be nothing too special in terms of this one. This have an alteration, so it should be quite powerful after alteration, obviously. And this one here we have, what are we looking at? Yeah, this one definitely needs an alteration to get more powerful. This one's going to be the beam shredders. Okay. And last but not least, we have a quadruple barrel mega particle cannon. So all these EXQ are quite bad, honestly, at this current time. So you would definitely need to do a proper alteration to kind of boost this the general power. In terms of the portrait, I am going to definitely take a look at it real quick. So let's kind of take a look at the overall unit to see how it looks like. So this is pretty much what we're looking at. I believe we do have another one of these, a Jagd Doga. I believe that one should be piloted by Gine or Gine. I think that's how you pronounce his name, right? It was the other, I believe it was a psycho or a cyber new type. I believe that's what it was. This one, in terms of the actual pilot, Quess, she is actually not part of this overall, pickup selection. This is just simply some of the 3-star pilot that you can eventually summon for. So just don't like what does you have Quest right there, but I can't get it because this one is going to be a 3-star version. So I believe this one is not exchangeable via the multi-mission coins. So in terms of that is what we're looking at. So now let's kind of take a look at the alteration state and see how it is. I don't think just looking at those portraits, I don't think they're anything too special even after alteration, but we'll definitely see. It has been a while since I take a look at it, so let's see. Is it this one? No, not this one. Where's the Jagd Doga? Should be somewhere. Did I miss it? Oh, it's right here. Alright, so let's kind of take a look at the head first. In terms of the head trait, is it worth maxing out, farming up your portrait level 10? This one is definitely a no. Just looking at these portraits makes me very sad, honestly. So this one's definitely going to be a hot skip. Moving over to the torso. Wow, what is that? Ooh, okay. This one is actually not bad. Like I said again, this one does have some of your EXQ or just in general melee power reduced. So if you guys are planning to build a tank build, for example, and you want to go for like a cheat route, this is definitely something you can use for sure. So not bad. Word tag wise, and then in terms of the parameter, obviously not going to be too great. So that is definitely as expected. And then just look at some of the EXQ right now. So they are definitely going to be gaining some power afterwards. So that is good. Look at the late EXQ. Any improvement? No, this one does not have anything. So, alright, so moving over to the backpack now, and wow, yeah, if they would have taken out that portion where it's only special shot and let's say enemy shooting power, yeah, this one is definitely going to be another part that you will want to kind of get as well. So, but this one, no, definitely not. So torso is probably the only one with portrait that I think is good, and probably that is going to be the case of Ross. Yeah, all the other portrait are just not really worth mentioning, so unfortunate. So getting a B minus power, so that's good. And then what about this one, the mega cannon? This one is getting a B power, so not bad. So in terms of doing the comparison, prior to alteration and then after alteration, you guys can definitely see, you guys will see a kind of like a big difference in terms of power differences and all that. So that is gonna be pretty much it in terms of looking over at the portrait. I don't think any of them, like in terms of the portrait wise, only the torso is probably worth mentioning. And then while the other one are just kind of like they definitely fumbled it in terms of like kind of making this portrait, unfortunately. But now let me take this into a 100% cooldown reduction type build, and then I'm gonna use them unalterated, and then when I do the comparison, they will be alterated and unalterated, so you guys can see what's going on. So we'll be right back once again. All right, so we are in. So I guess I want to start things off by using funnel. So I believe there was one video where I was like just testing a bunch of funnel type EXQ, and I recall using this one already. So who's it actually targeting? Is it targeting just everyone? I think we're getting some fine damage out there. But looking at like what 40,000, 29,000. We just have disadvantage. Okay. We have yet to. Okay, so one enemy down. Okay, and that was it. Like we didn't even take that much enemy out. Okay, let's see. Can you start firing? Like, yeah, you guys can see that in terms of the overall firing, like, rate is so bad. Like, look at that. Ugh. Okay, but still not hitting it. I don't know why. Is my is my what a new type ability not strong enough? Come on, man. In terms of the double shredder, that's not that bad, I guess. It's cool. This one I will have to say, you know how there's some portrait. This is you can kind of concentrate your, like your like, reduce your spread of the shot spread. For example, I feel like those portrait can be beneficial if you're looking at this one specifically. Like look at how spread out those beams are. So, in terms of the range, I think that this one is actually fairly good. We can try to test it out once again. So the main fleet are over there. Yeah, honestly, this have some pretty good range, and then in terms of spreading, yeah, this one is good. Now, what about this one? Okay, so this one is simply just gonna be like a straight up beam attack like that. Okay, that's fine. Not bad. We were doing roughly about 30, like a 5-digit number right there. So depending on like type advantage, type neutral, and all that, it's within there. So what range are we looking at? Definitely not that great. This one shouldn't reach. Yeah, should not reach. So if we do activate our limit break, definitely gonna increase any range weapon output, like the distance wise. So that's why it is now gonna hit. So that's the benefit of running like a shooting build with the actual limit break active like that. You guys can definitely get a better range, and then output wise, I believe it is actually increased as well for your beam attacks. So let's see. Oh, did not reach, and then it's actually out. So unfortunate. Yeah, I believe, yeah, your actual shot attack does goes up, if you do have it, beam attack specifically, so that's why having a limit break active is so crucial. But overall, definitely very satisfied with the overall EXQ already. This one, funnel could be a little bit disappointing in terms of like the actual firing range. I would do wish that it could be a little bit better. That is definitely something we all hope to, funnel are cool EXQ, are fun to use at the same time. But if you're talking about like, them taking like a few seconds before hitting, I don't know about that. But overall, pretty satisfied in terms of the EXQ that we have used. So up next, we are going to be doing some testing in terms of the actual damage output wise. I'm pretty sure we can expect a big output afterward, just because what we have just witnessed with there was only looking at D power and C minus power for the double beam shredder. So I do expect great things for them. Alright guys, with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it in terms of the EXQ testing and then the review for the Jagd Doga here. So in terms of EXQ wise, you guys can see how much they have improved in terms of damage output. I will have to say in terms of the beam saber and then the dual shredder, for example, they will definitely be a lot more better in terms of the dual shredder, for say. That one, if I was a little bit closer to the enemy, probably can get those spread out shot, a little bit less, for example, so we can just kind of concentrate the firepower onto the enemy. And then in terms of the beam saber combo, we just weren't able to kind of fully use the full damage, I would have to say. I was able to finish off the friend before even finishing, like even having like the final blow attack. But overall, that is going to be pretty much it. So do let me know if you guys are going to be planning to max out the EXQ. And then in terms of the torso portrait wise, that is definitely probably the best one to be focusing on, just because it does have a enemy power reduction. So that's probably going to be helpful if you guys are planning to build kind of like a funny build, a tank build per se. So that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.